The persecution rested on May 4th, 2005 after 45 days. The defense began presenting its case the next day. Ironically, some of us found that the defense's witnesses were even more damaging than the prosecution's. For instance, the first witnesses were Ray Robson and Brett Barnes, two young men called by Michael's attorney, Tom Rezu, to testify that as youngsters, they had both slept in the same bed as Michael. My stomach twisted into knots as they told their stories. The point was that in Michael Jackson's world, it was okay to sleep with little kids. It didn't mean you were having with them. It just meant you were having fun, sleepovers. Never mind the inappropriate nature of the whole thing or the fact that most reasonable people would find it appalling or, at the very least, suspicious. On the second day of testimony, Joy Robson, Wade's mother, testified about walking her 10-year-old son across the street from the hotel in which they're staying to a condo in which Michael was staying and dropping him off there to spend the night with Jackson. And as far as she was concerned, it was all innocent. Why? Because she knew Michael loved children. Michael Jackson is a very special person, she said, unless you know him. It's hard to understand him. He's not the boy next door. I was more than a little perplexed. I couldn't imagine that the jury would think this kind of thing made sense, but still, Joy seemed like a reasonable person, so maybe it did. In Michael's world, that made sense, and what seemed like lunacy often coverage into excuse me, a reality that was not easy to describe. At one point, Joe Robson recalled tension and jealousy among the boys who were sleeping with Jackson, including actor Macaulay Culkin and his brother Kieran. There was also jealousy among the families. Robson said that she told June Chandler that there was tremendous emotional impact on the children when Michael moved on to another boy. However, she said she thought that June was a gold digger or wanted to be mistress of Neverland. Mary Elizabeth Barnes testified that her son Brett spent dozens of nights in bed with Michael, even accompanying the pop star on concerts in South America and Europe during the tours. Beth Barnes and Michael would share one hotel room while the rest of the Barnes family stayed in another. The mother said, "You feel just when you can trust someone and not trust someone, and I have complete trust in him," Barnes explained. Was I the only one who thought this did not speak well of Jackson? I didn't think so. Looking around the room, I saw a lot of confused faces. When Brett's sister Carly said that Michael slept with her brother for a total of a year, over a 2 year period when Brett was 10 or 11 years old, I threw my hands in the air and decided that this defense made no sense to me at all. In fact, throughout the defense's case, there were stories of Michael sleeping with boys and what was maintained to be innocent behavior. Even Macaulay Culkin was called to the witness stand on the 50th day to pretty much testify to the same effect. But in my opinion, the defense was at its best when pointing out inconsistencies in their Vizzo's stories and in those of the other witnesses against Michael. It was at its worst when trying to make Michael's inappropriate behavior sound reasonable and understandable. It wasn't all high stakes melodrama though. Some memories of Santa Maria actually made me laugh. For instance, I remember the day we were all in court ready for the proceedings to begin when there was a ruckus in the back of the room. It was June 3rd, 2005, and Tom Mazzarelli was on the second day of his closing arguments. All heads turned to see three attractive black women trying to make their way to the front of the courtroom. All three were teased, weaved, and adorned with clean jewelry. It was orchestrated chaos. I think the Supremes trying to get to the floor show stage from the back of a crowded nightclub, and you'll get the picture. It was Janet, Latoya, and Ruby making doubtless the best entrance of the trial dress in matching black and white outfits. The three Jackson sisters marched up the center aisle in perfect illusion, led by Janet as if she just said, "Okay, girls, let's hit it. One, two, three, go." They sat in the front row as Thomas Marzuru finished his closing argument. It only takes one line under oath to throw this case out of court by you, Marzuru told jurors. I can't count the lies here. When he was finished, the judge announced that Ron Zenon was about to begin the prosecution's brief ritual. Just then, on cue, all three Jackson sisters stood up, turned around, and probably marched right out of the courtroom.